Hi guys, happy Monday. Welcome back to another episode of Soulful Living with Megs. As always, it is so great to have you here back for a moment of connection with me. I so appreciate the time that you take out of your schedule, whatever you're doing, whenever you're listening to this. It means so much to me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. That was dramatic. First off, guys, hi. I hope that your week has been going great. If you're listening to this at the start of Monday, I hope that your Monday has been off to a tremendous start. And if you're listening to this later on in the week, I hope that you've had a productive and fantastic week full of all of the incredible opportunities. I hope that you're not feeling too burnt out. I understand that we're in a season where those feelings can cultivate naturally, especially with year end. So I hope that you are taking the time for yourself to recharge. And that's a great segue to kind of lead into the topic of today's episode, which is things that we should do before the end of the year. And as we approach the end of 2025, I think this is a wonderful time for reflection and also a wonderful time to get a few more things crossed off our list before we jump into 2026. And I want to talk about all things from silly, goofy activities to mindfulness work to prepping for the new year and more. So please stick with me. I'm so excited. I can't wait to jump into this episode with you all. As always, I just wanted to preface and say that please take whatever resonates with you in today's episode and leave the rest out. Really hold on to whatever speaks to your heart, mind, and soul, and you'll know when it feels right. So I hope that you can take that. I wanted to say quickly before we dive into some of the things that I think we should do before the end of the year. I am sitting on my couch right now recording the episode. I have a Manuka honey mask on right now, and I'm second guessing the topic of today's episode. I feel like I've been texting with my cousin Josh and we're coordinating some things because I'm going out to the island to see them. And as you're hearing this, I would have been there on Saturday. And he was saying, we were joking around about family genes and whatnot and talking about calf muscles and whatever. And he was like, next podcast episode, do men really care about calves? And all of this funny, goofy stuff like featuring me. So kind of thinking about that. Maybe we should be doing that episode instead. Maybe I should have a podcast episode with my cousin Josh, now that he said that. Because one, I think he's the coolest human ever. Well, one of them. I feel like him and my cousin Sarah, they are so cool. The things that they've done in life and riding motorcycles, and he flies a plane, and he does all this other stuff. He's pretty cool. But anyway, I feel like he has a lot of insight. He's a musician. He plays the guitar. I think he can sing pretty well. I don't know. I haven't heard that much, but I don't know. It would be such a blast to have him on the pod. So now that he said that, I'm going to definitely make him come on the pod one day. He's going to hate that, but he doesn't even listen to the pod as I'm talking about him. So if you hear this ever, Joshua, thanks so much. Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk about, and the first thing that I think that we should do before the end of the year, is to do a Christmas or holiday activity with your best friends, or even alone if you really would like to. I actually had some best friends come over recently to decorate gingerbread houses, and we laughed the entire time. It was so funny because we had two houses and there's four of us, and so we split off into two groups. We did the straights and the gays, and so it was so funny. So I was with my best friend Shay, and at first, she was joking and saying how she didn't want to be on my team because I'd probably micromanage. And I definitely micromanaged a bit. I was like stressed out about the structure of the house and trying to stay up. And I think it's because I'm such a perfectionist. And Nat was saying this to me because maybe that's my fatal flaw, is that I micromanage. I'm not really sure. But she just said, no, Meg, like, you're a perfectionist. You like everything to be perfect, which is so true because I feel like activities like gingerbread houses or decorating or painting or anything like that, I love doing like creative artsy crafts like that. But if it doesn't turn out the way that I want, or I'm like halfway through it and I mess it up and it doesn't look good, I get bored and lazy, and then I'm like, I don't care anymore about this, and then I just make an even bigger mess. But anyway, we're joking about that. It ended up being so much fun. We also made a giant mess only to throw out the gingerbread houses the next day. But honestly, we had so much fun. And oh my gosh, Josh just said, I'm full of equally fascinating topics. Perfect. I'll just ask him for all my next pod topics. You guys want to talk about calves, don't ya? Anyway, but while we were decorating, we ended up catching up a ton on our life because everyone's schedule and routine is so different, as you guys know. We also listened to kind of terrible Christmas music. And we also took pictures because we never take pictures together. And just the genuine connection that we had with each other that night was so special to me. So I'm so glad we got to do that. But something like that you can do with your friends, or maybe you guys decide to decorate cookies or go to Christmas lights because there's so many places that you can go, I'm sure, in your city where there's going to be a display of Christmas lights. I feel like that always puts somebody in the mood. You can go to a Christmas market, you can go ice skating. That's so much fun to do at this time of the year. You can go tobogganing. How fun. And just honestly, anything else that screams Christmas to you or the holidays. And you don't need to celebrate Christmas in order to participate in these festivities. I just feel like this time of year brings so much love and light because of all of the Christmas lights and all of the trees and the happy songs that are playing every single place that you go to, all the festive songs. And it's honestly just a wonderful time to come together with your friends and family to celebrate. So I hope that you can take something from that and do a fun little activity. Okay, I also feel like this is a great time for a house reset. And you might think this is crazy because you're probably so busy and hopefully not burnt out, but maybe feeling burnt out by the end of the year. But even if it's just going through a few articles of clothing in your closet, or just like finding other items to donate, or even doing a little deep clean of your bathroom and living room, like I feel like doing that will make you feel so productive and ready for all of the good to enter into your life. And also, how great does it feel when your house is clean before your guests arrive for Christmas? Because I'm sure some of you host, you know what I mean? And I also feel like when you do a deep clean of the house, if you're into woo woo stuff like me, I always love to do a good sage cleanse. It's just the perfect time. You have cleaned everything. It's like kind of a new space in a way. You can open up all the windows and doors for the time being that you're saging and just allow all of the good, bright energy to enter into your home and then just let the bad energy go. I just feel like that is such a good little added reset, and it also makes your house smell good if you're into sage and stuff like that. Okay, the other thing that we should be doing before the end of the year is getting our gratitude jars now. Okay, listen to me here. Once Christmas comes and we're in the season of baking and cooking and hosting and visiting family, and you're probably in that season right now because some people probably celebrate a bit earlier, or you're already doing your baking and all of that good stuff. You're probably not going to have a ton of time for your mood board prep for 2026. And I know some of you love to do those activities of vision boards for the new year and things like that. And I love vision boards and mood boards and these gratitude jars because it's such a great way to get out on paper what you desire in your life. So I kind of suggest that you start prepping it now so that you have it. So you're not running around January 1st, half the stores are closed trying to find things, you know what I mean? But in terms of my gratitude jar, I did hint at this a few times already in previous episodes, but I bought this clear jar at Dollarama. Honestly, it was like $3 or something like that. But you probably, so you can get one of those, but you probably already own something in your house that you can honestly use. Like you can use a plastic yogurt container that's rinsed out, or just like any kind of Tupperware or container, like whatever you'd like. And you can decorate it however you want. Like what I did, because mine is clear and then the top is like a wooden, you'll see the picture on Instagram if you follow the pod, but I wrote on it in like metallic markers, 52 weeks of happy, because there's 52 weeks in the year. And basically what I did last year, or I guess we're still in this year, but I started the very first Sunday of January. So you're going to write down on a piece of paper something that made you super thankful for the week, or something that brought a smile to your face that happened that week, or just anything that you did that week that you want to note down and remember later, whatever essentially you want to look back on as a fond memory. And so you're going to write that down. You can even date it in the corner. That's what I did so that I can see like what Sunday I wrote this down on. And then you're going to fold it up, put it in your jar, and don't open it again. That's the thing, is that you're going to want to keep these notes folded the entire year, which I feel like at first I was like, wait, I kind of want to know, I want to look back on, but now I have so many in there that I just don't remember the majority of what I've written. And even though I was excited back then to open them, I'm even more excited because there's so many now that I'm like, I don't know every single week that happened in the year that I right now verbatim. I can't tell you that, So you can do this. I don't really know if I'll do it January 1st or the 31st. I guess even maybe the last Sunday of the year I could do it and then open everything. But I feel like this would be a really cute like January 1st activity to do. My birthday actually falls on January 2nd, so maybe I'll do it then too. I'm not really sure, but whatever day you choose after you put your last one in the jar, you're going to open up each one and just reminisce and think back to those beautiful memories of love and light and happiness, and the gratitude that you'll cultivate, I guarantee you, will be so unmatched. And even though, as I said, this was my first time doing this, I haven't done this before, I am truly excited to open each note in a few weeks. I can't believe it's a few weeks away. And just, I know I'm going to be so beyond thankful for everything that has transpired in my life, especially within the last year. And I just feel like it's such a fun activity to do. Even if you do your mood board or your goals for the year, just like cutting out pictures of things you like and gluing it down on a paper, like getting it in that physical form is such a great way to manifest and just being able to see it. And we'll get into that later as well. I feel like I talk about that a bit later on. But if you guys do a tradition every year to start off your new year, I would love to hear about it. I'd love to have more things that I do at the beginning of my year just to like cultivate a very healthy start. But I'm so pumped for this new one with these jars. So I will let you know how it goes. I feel like I'm going to buy a big scrapbook and just put all of the sticky notes, because I had little post-it notes that I wrote them on. I feel like I'll just paste them all in a big scrapbook and then do it the next year and just like fill up these pages. I feel like that would be so fun because I don't really want to get rid of them. I want to be able to look back at all of my fond memories throughout the year and just remind myself why I'm thankful. Okay, this is such an important one, and I feel like a lot of people overlook it, but start your fitness and health journey now. I feel as though a lot of people say, I'll start in the new year, new me, lotta, only a few weeks left, I'll start then, I'll start January 1st, dry January, whatever it is. But guys, your life is happening now, and your new version of yourself that you're envisioning starts now. Why are we waiting for the new year? Why don't you just start going to the gym now and start taking your fitness classes that you've been wanting to start, or start meal prepping if that's what you've been interested in doing, or researching healthier alternatives to incorporate in your diet. Whatever you've been thinking about that you're constantly saying, I'm just going to start until January, now's your time. Now's the sign to start now, because you're going to be busy at the beginning of the year. And I feel like if you don't start right away at the beginning of the year, people then get less motivated. They're like, oh, I'll start next Monday, or oh, next year then. I didn't start right away. Start now. You might as well have a routine going now. It'll be a lot easier to continue that routine in the beginning of the new year. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's scary, but be afraid and do it anyway. Just start now. I feel like your mind and your body are going to thank you for starting now. Okay, another great thing that we could do before the end of the year is to clean up your followers list. I personally haven't done this yet, but I really want to, and I know that I'm going to. But this is such a good time to go through your social media following and make sure that you're following content and people that genuinely make you feel good about yourself, who inspire you, who promote content that actually resonates within you. And honestly, guys, it's not being mean or rude to unfollow someone. I think it just means that the version of you that once followed someone back in the day has been outgrown by who you are now. And truly, I know you guys know this, but what we consume on a daily basis has a larger effect on our psyche than we realize. So I think it'd be a great exercise to just clean up those lists before we jump into the new year. Don't bring any of that with you if it doesn't resonate with you, clean it up. Unfollow those pages that just don't make you laugh anymore, don't make you feel good or sparkly. But I feel like that's just such a good thing we could do. This one's super similar to the last one, but I feel as though before the new year, it's probably a good time to cut ties with maybe that toxic person in your life. You maybe you're thinking about them right now as I say that, but trust me, you don't want energy flowing into your new year that isn't serving for you. The relationship that you've been thinking about ending, or the relationship that you know deep down in your soul isn't right, but sometimes it's too hard to end it. It might be time to end it, my love. And I say that with all the love, as I'm giving you a hug when I say that. I just want to remind you that you want people who are going to add to your life, to be with you in 2026. And it's not being a mean person. It's honestly setting a boundary and protecting your peace, because that is an incredibly important thing, to protect your peace. Number 7, very crucial. What I have for you is to take moments of pause. With the end of the year, it often means a lot of year end for a lot of careers. And I know tons of you are probably feeling burnt out, as I said earlier, or feeling like you're drowning, maybe even getting sick because of the stress that's been put on your body. So, this is your reminder that even while you're in a busy work life and probably an even busier home life with trying to get ready for the holidays, please take a moment for yourself to pause and just be. Make sure you're doing things that rejuvenate you truly, that fill your cup, that recharge you, because you also need rest, even amongst all the chaos. So I don't want you to spread yourself too thin. I want you to be able to have the capacity to actually enjoy yourself by the end of this year and during the holidays. So please take a moment to just pause and be. Okay, kind of a practical tip. Well, not that these aren't practical, but use your benefits up. If you have benefits from your job, book that massage or that therapy appointment or that chiro appointment. Use up the ones that you actually want to maximize your benefits, because they're there for a reason. You buy into them for a reason. So here's your reminder. Make sure you use your benefits. Please. I'm using mine. I'm going to a ton of chiro appointments before the end of the year. I'm dealing with some neck pain. And yeah, so I'm hoping that some adjustments before the start of the new year will be great, and I'll be using my benefits, so even better. Next one that I have for you is to start writing down what you want to manifest and make happen in the new year. This is honestly such a good time to reflect and figure out what you want to cultivate in your new year. So I want you to write down all the ideas that you've been putting off this year or thinking about doing, because writing it down, getting the thoughts out of your head and on paper makes them more tangible. After you're done writing down this list of things that you want to do, you can stick the note to your fridge or kind of put it somewhere that you'll see often. I feel like this is just such a great time to manifest big dreams and shoot for the stars. Sounds cliche, but that's what we want to do. And honestly, the physical aspect of writing it down makes it that much more attainable. Okay, finally, I want you to enjoy the last little bit of 2025 and be fully present in every moment. I also wanted to remind you that you should take a moment to pat yourself on the back for how far you've come, because you've made it this far. You honestly did that. I'm so beyond proud of you that you did that. And because you've made it so far, you should be enjoying the rest of this time and staying present for everything that's about to happen. And yes, chances are you're extremely busy and you're going to be busy. But allow yourself to be busy and also present and enjoy those moments. So connect with your family members and remember that they've been so excited to see you, because it's probably been months for some of them. Enjoy your holiday parties, your gift exchanges, your winter activities. Enjoy every single moment, because it will pass by quicker than you think. Enjoy all that you've accomplished, because you have truly accomplished a lot. guys, that is the list that I have for you of things that we should be doing before the end of 2025. If you do any of these things, I would love to hear about it. Please, I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'm definitely going to be doing these. I've already done some of these, going to start some of these, like my cleaning up of my followers and all of that stuff. I needed to be reminded to take a pause, so I'm also going to do that. And I'm just so excited to be present and enjoy everything. So I hope that you are too. I hope that you could take something from today's episode. And of course, I hope that your week is filled with endless opportunities of joy and love and light. I'm sending all of that incredible energy to you, so I hope that you feel it. Who knows, maybe next week will be an episode about calf muscles. I'm totally kidding, I'm not going to do that. But wouldn't that be funny if Josh came on literally to talk about that? Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Appreciate you and your time. I can't wait to connect with you next Monday. Okay, bye.